Welcome everybody to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to do MegaMix Mastery in Astrobot's Vitreous Void Galaxy. So after completing all 9 of the maps, you'll be given this level, and it's by far the hardest and by far the longest to take in this entire map. And after that, you're done with the entire galaxy. So this is from DLC 3, and this will probably be the last update, like big update. They might do maybe some, like maybe a Halloween event or maybe another Christmas one, but this is probably like the last like big update, you know, for Astrobot for probably a while. So today I'm going to show you guys this on how to complete it, how I've gotten the world record, and I'm also going to be comparing to another guy that does currently have the world record with 118 with some key differences, but still a little bit similar. And I also want to show you guys mine on how I basically do it. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get straight into this video that I do here. Alright, so this first one that you guys are going to see right here, I actually do a little bit of a jump. So basically for this one, I just kind of just boost these normally, just nothing really going on. You actually want to do a quick jump to the path. So you want to tap the X, kind of move a little bit over to the left like I kind of do right here. So I'll show you guys this right here. So I do this boost, and then I go a little bit to the left. And I immediately, like the moment I press X, that's where I jump. And then I slow down my boost around this little pad right here, and I land on this little black line. And yeah, I go right over to this right belt, as you guys can see. I do 2 short boosts, go to that one, then I immediately boost into this little platform right here. Ignore him, you can just boost him right off, you're good. You can simply just do a short boost on the majority of these, usually, even on the drums, so you're fine. This next one, triple boost. What I do like doing, though, on this boost, so you're going to see all the trip boosts, right? So, you do that the second one. The second one's going to be important. You're going to make sure this guy's going to die, because if you do a short boost but you don't kill him, it'll stop you completely, and it could ruin your run. So for this one, you want to make sure he's dead, and then you can just skip past the green one, go on the pad, and then everything seems fine. So yeah, so the dog one's very simple. It's a very simple... I mean, it is a little hard because the dog one, there's a bunch of timings you have to do, but it is a simple level. For the dog, only takes like, I think, 15 seconds of the entire run. So it's nothing terrible. It's all good. This is also important. You always want to land on this slide. It is way quicker, and you're more on the right side because you want to go straight up, which you guys are going to see here in a little bit. This technique's also going to be very important, so I'm actually going to slow this down a little bit so you guys can get a hang of it and see what I do on this map. So I basically go on the right side, mainly stay around this little edge, to I still get like close enough to go straight more and hit the pad, but also not too close to the left, so I hit those birds. Here's what I'm going to do here. So I want you to pay attention to this. I want you to pay attention to the second birds right up there, because the moment you see that and you're already underneath this yellow pad, you want to clap. You're going to stand there for like maybe a solid 0.5 seconds, maybe just a tiny bit longer. But then once you land here, you're going to full jump, and then you hit the monkey, and then you're going to spin, and then you're going to hover, you know, as long as you can. And then you're going to hit it again with the pad. And this is pretty simple. You're staying on the right side as much as you can on most of the time. Mainly the biggest important part is to focus on that bird, because the moment they pop out, that's where you're going to hit the monkey, land the plat, and then just full jump, and then do the spin and hover. And then I'll press it again just so I can get the pad, so I can keep my straightforward momentum. And then you're going to get into this part. So basically this is why I like doing it. This is way more consistent in most other things. So you're going to land basically around there. And once the pad comes up, you're just going to jump on there, hit that. And then, you know, you're just going to go through there. And that's pretty much simple. I'll just speed through this, but yeah. It's just kind of simple on this one. Sometimes you could fall if it gets way too... on the left, like let's say like that, for example, you may not land on, but I keep my right, you know, I keep going straight forward and more to the right, so that way, you know, I won't fall completely, and I land on that pad, so it's pretty much simple. Again, please land on this one, it's much quicker. That's also important. If I were to recommend the jump on this one, I'll show you guys this right here. Alright, so for this one, for the birds, you mainly, like, once you're... It's kind of hard to tell, but there's, like, actually this decent gap where you can jump through. You actually want to full jump this. Kind of like here. And then, like, you'll completely skip through these. Like, completely. And it's a lot simpler, and it's much easier. It's actually from Zelix. Big shout out to him. Alright, this is where it gets pretty difficult, so I'm going to slow this down as much as I can so I can show you guys what to do here. Oh, that's not good. I usually don't put audio on this because it kind of just ruins the audio a little bit on here, so I just don't want to do it. Alright, this is where it gets really tricky. This is probably the hardest one you can do in the entire, map. So for this one, you want to land on here. Mainly, preferably in this first green little plot, like this little rock on that leaf, as you guys can see. And then you want to full jump and laser as much as you can. And then you want to boost on there. You're going to do a slight boost on this little pipe. So that way, you can do a full jump, like, more to the right, and then you can just boost right there. And it's pretty simple. And this one, this is where it kind of gets some RNG coming in. So, you basically do that, and I do get low chicken in here, and I do complete the level. And I want you guys to keep in mind one more thing. So, as you guys can see earlier, hold up. So, as you guys can see earlier, if you guys saw it earlier in the run, I did get low chicken here. You're not going to get this every time, and this is way less consistent. But it's not going to lose you as much time, only like, I think 0.1 seconds. When I mean 0.100, but it's not really the biggest deal in the world. It's not going to lose you a bunch of time, really. I mean, unless you're going for, like, a world record, usually. I mean, it's not really, like, the end of the world if you don't have this. So it's not the worst thing that could happen. The ending is going to be very important, and this is how I kind of view this. So, I mainly land, like, basically in line or kind of far away from this right paddle. And then I go more to the left. It wastes probably a bunch of chicken. It'll give you a way higher chance of a low chicken. You're not going to get this every time. Sometimes you may not get it, but it's way more consistent at least getting it. And you'll have a better chance of getting really good runs just from doing that alone. It's just the consistency, in your position is going to be pretty hard. And then I basically just complete the entire run. And yeah, that's basically it. His movement is really smooth, though, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe that's the same thing, so it's not terrible. Yeah, that right there is probably the biggest difference of this entire thing, why you got a 118. Now, for the majority of you guys watching this, if you're just going for, like, let's say top 50, top 100, you just maybe want to, like, try to get some decent times to try to complete bots, this is never going to be an issue. You're mainly going to be worried about, like, with this level. You don't have to worry about this. But the reason he got a 118 right here is his wall boost, kind of. And mainly, unless you're going for world records, this is not a big issue. But yeah, you rarely are going to get this fast. It's, kind of, an off chance of even getting it. Like, you can easily tell it's, like, his is way faster than mine is. So, let's look at my run, for example, on here. And as you can see, I still get decently fast, but it's not, like, insanely fast. Like, it is... Like, it's above average fast, at least. It's not like, it's really slow. I mean, you usually want to get this amount of pace if you're going for, like, maybe 122s, 121s. This one straight up just supersonic speed fast. I mean, just look at this. Watch. Just the most insane speed I think I've ever seen from a record. And his strategy still mainly stays the same. Like, the majority just stays the same. And this is where it gets a lot different, because his is way more into this. As you can see, it's a lot more different. So, let's just go back to here. A lot different. Compared to where I was, because it was way more towards the, kind of down of the pad, because mine was a little bit slower. But this still moves exactly the same. Since he had a faster, wall climb, he's going to have this a lot differently. He actually handles this very well. This is probably the most I've seen everyone handle that speed pad ever. He actually did really good. I'm proud of him for that. And I think the rest of the strategy is just the exact same. Obviously. He does go for the 3 paddles. That's perfectly fine. Also, you guys kind of see this is definitely another difference. I don't want you guys to worry about that. I mean, I don't think it's as fast. If it is, it's barely, like, let's say 0.03, which is not really going to be any difference at all. So basically what he does here differently, so he does land on the pad, but what he does do is that he stops the pad a slight bit and lasers. Now, I would probably bet, because, okay, the quality I don't see as well on here, but I think he hits this little metal and then lasers. He then lands on that, which I don't think it really saves as much time as you really think. It's not that big of a difference. And then he does the exact same things I do. And he still gets that and, you know, gets a little chicken. Bam, he ends the run with a 118. Yeah. So basically the biggest difference was the wall climb, obviously. I mean, that was by far the biggest difference of the entire run. And everything he played very well. I am very proud of him getting this world record. And yeah, that's basically kind of the whole tutorial thing. You guys can watch my full run on my YouTube. Actually, I'll show you guys this right now. I've already done a couple of these, but if you guys want to see my original runs right here, it's at 119.061. You can also watch his as well. It's perfectly fine. I'm going to give a big shout out to Zaliix. This guy has done a couple tutorials on some other maps. You know, he's done, I mean, let's see, spring-loaded, armor, hardcore, hard to bear. This guy is fantastic, and I'm happy he does have a world record. You know, shout out to him. He experiments a lot so for these speedruns, and yeah, he's by far one of the best tutorial players I've ever met. So yeah, guys, that's basically gonna be it. I also want to say thank you guys so much for reaching 500. That is one of the biggest milestones I have hit. Just hit it today. My next goal is 1,000 subscribers. I mean, we're already halfway there. I mean, I'm very excited, man. I mean, I'm very excited to do some of the more content. I'll definitely do more tutorials on the other Vitreous Void maps if I can. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see y'all later, and peace.